Alright guys, back another video, back another reaction. You got the flight Mike. WNBA star makes OnlyFans to make up for, I guess, the wage gap of WNBA versus NBA players. Now I came across this video just scrolling on YouTube trying to find something to watch and react to. I came across this at 9 o'clock in the morning. Let's go ahead and check this out though. Let's talk about it.
My job takes me to some pretty interesting places, and in this situation today, I can't believe I'm making content on this because we literally have a WNBA player who is getting paid so little in the WNBA that she decided to go ahead and make an OnlyFans. Or you can look at this in a different way, which is the way I choose to do it. Before we get to the content, just a reminder, we're going crazy for the holidays.
I didn't talk about this in the intro, but
season. I'm personally Jewish.
So in the thumbnail is Liz Cambage. For those that don't know who Liz Cambage is, she's a 7'3" versatile paint beast. You know what I'm saying? She's dunking, all kind of stuff. So for her, 7'5" Meg Thee Stallion build to do OnlyFans? That's crazy. Let's keep going.
Right now, so as a result, I'm giving away $500 to a subscriber that has my notifications turned on. Whether you're an old subscriber or a new subscriber, it doesn't matter. But if you're a new subscriber, go to the comment section down below and tell me you're new here. Of course, follow us on our other social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, because we're going to be doing giveaways for those platforms next. And if you want to see us talk about this topic a little bit more in depth, check us out on the Laced Up podcast.
He got crossed by Flight.
That out of the way.
That's all I remember. Flight Mike.
A big reminder.
Already gonna add.
Tonight's Powerball jackpot is over $250 million. Play now.
Big cap. Gotta pay his bills.
Which one of us is buying it? Shotty not. Nose goes.
Looks like that, Mike.
I'm not buying it.
Yeah, Mike. You know it's you. You're the most single.
No, I actually love it. I actually love the fact
single.
that she's starting an OnlyFans. I think that's dope, man. There's a lot of money to be had, especially if you have clout. I'm pretty sure she has like 1 million followers on IG too, or something like that.
She said like her family pushed her into doing it.
Mike, check 1212. What's going on, everybody?
What?
I believe this.
Bro, her family is pushing her to do OnlyFans? Now, here's my thing about it, right? This is why I really don't like people doing adult content like this. Is because once they have kids, and their kids see their mom getting four-flighted or getting rammed by somebody that's not their dad. I mean, it's different if your dad is, because that's tough. That's how he was made. But Liz Cambage, seeing her get by another dude, it's like their kids gotta grow up and see that if the internet is like this in the future, it's probably just gonna get better.
The first time I made a video on a WNBA player, and that player is a woman by the name of Liz Cambage. Now, for those of you guys that don't know, Liz Cambage is a 10-year WNBA vet, although she's been playing sparingly in the WNBA throughout her career, playing at the ages of 19, 21, 26, 27, and more recently at the age of 29. She was drafted number 2 overall by the Tulsa Shock, and she currently plays for the Las Vegas Aces. Now, something that's a huge topic of conversation, at least in the political sphere, is the female wage gap, which is something that I don't really want to get to on this channel because we are not a political channel. But if there is something I'm willing to accept, it's the fact that the WNBA and WNBA players get paid significantly less than NBA and NBA players. And although some people would say, well, Mike, that's because women, they don't get paid as much, it has more to do with the product. In October of 18th, 2021, the NBA came out and said that they are projecting to generate $10 billion in revenue this season, and they set a record in $1.46 billion in sponsorship revenue this past season. When you look at the WNBA, you'll note one thing that's pretty important. It's the fact that they're a horrible business. As a matter of fact, according to this article, the WNBA generates roughly $60 million in revenue every season. That does sound like a lot if you're just looking at revenue. But when you take into consideration that they pay $70 million to run the league, then you realize that this league loses about $10 million each and every year. So it's just a testament to the NBA, man. They want women's basketball to take off so much that they're willing to eat up the costs. And in the WNBA's defense, I believe basketball wasn't really as popular when they first started early on in the 1900s. It took some time for it to catch on, and hopefully eventually it'll catch on. So shout out to the NBA for subsidizing the WNBA, but the top players in the WNBA, as you can see, like Diana Taurasi, Skylar Diggins-Smith, Elena Deladon, Brittany Griner, all get paid a maximum contract of about $228,000. Now, when you compare that to the face of the NBA, LeBron James, he gets paid about $40 million.
That brother gets their max. LeBron is back too, by the way. He didn't want to play the Kings. That's all it was. LeBron makes the WNBA max in like one hour.
LeBron James pretty much makes a little bit more than half in the WNBA's overall revenue. As a matter of fact, his entire contract extension is way more money than the entire WNBA makes per year, although it's a 2-year, $85 million contract extension that he signed at the end of 2020. Now, also something to bear in mind is typically the NBA season starts in October, and if you make it all the way to the end of the NBA Finals, they usually end in the middle of June, which according to my advanced calculus pretty much makes up for an 8-month season, whereas the WNBA is literally half of that. So WNBA players don't get paid nearly as much, and as a result, well, you have to be a little bit more entrepreneurial if you want this, what I consider to be a part-time job, to be extremely profitable, because the WNBA does provide some other services. I mean, you do end up on SportsCenter when you make great plays in the WNBA. There are ways to get your name out there, and most of these women do have large Instagram followings. And thankfully, it looks like one particular WNBA star by the name of Liz Cambage is doing the most to leverage her audience in order to make some additional money. Now, for those of you guys that don't know who Liz Cambage is, she is, at least to me, before I even knew who she was, she's the person that is being name dropped by Drake when Drake says "Wet Like I'm Book, Wet Like I'm Lizzie" in Sicko Mode by Travis Scott. She announced that
I didn't even realize that.
Actually dropping an OnlyFans. For those of you guys that don't know what OnlyFans is, it's pretty much a website where you could send content out to your audience behind a paywall. Very similar to Patreon, but not so much. Most of the time, individuals that are on OnlyFans use this paywall to release lewd/nude content. And it looks like on November 24, 2021, Liz Cambage decided to do the very same thing, tweeting out a link to her OnlyFans account. So this was met with like very mixed reviews from her audience. On one hand, people are saying, wow, the WNBA is paying you that little that you need to make an OnlyFans? Whereas my personal take on the matter is, look, man, I'm gonna be honest, I'm like the ultimate capitalist. My parents were immigrants, we came to a foreign country, and based off of just my analysis of the way America worked, and based off of what I wanted to do, I was able to build a business for myself where I record videos of myself in my bedroom yelling at a computer screen, and thousands of people decide to watch me. So I believe that this is the day and age, especially in the internet.
Y'all don't understand. People do that, what he just did, and they really make a lot of money off that. Like, there's dudes on YouTube right now counting to like 1 quadrillion, and they're making a lot of money off that. Like, they're getting like 10 million views off that.
You can get really creative with ways of making money for yourself. And you can really change your life if you do so. I mean, did you know that Tyga makes $10 million a year off of OnlyFans? So honestly, I'm very much in the boat of go get your bag, girl.
He was sick when they tried to change the rules. He was
because
like,
you have to be very creative
go back
in
to what
today's
it
day and
was,
age
bro.
if you want to join that elite tier of comfort. She said back in April to Chris Johnson Hoops that the amount of money I could be making off of OnlyFans is crazy. What am I doing sitting here? Bear in mind that Liz has already kind of dabbled in this before. She did do a Playboy shoot before, and she said that she's never embraced her sexuality in public, and her doing Playboy is her celebrating her sexuality. She said, yeah, I am a straight 6'8" woman who likes to have sex. I'm a human, it's what we do. So it's really interesting how tall Liz Cambage is. I mean, there's pictures of her next to...
She's a 7'5" paint beast, bro. Ain't
LeBron
nobody stopping
James.
her.
And like, dude, oh my god. I mean, they literally are the same height, practically the same height when you look at them. Here's another picture of her next to Shaquille O'Neal, and Shaq is 7'2", and look at how Liz Cambage is barely a few feet shorter. So yeah, I definitely think there's a niche for women like Liz Cambage that are larger than the average woman, but are extremely athletically built. And honestly, more power to her for leveraging this opportunity and her 1 million followers on Instagram to try to make some additional money. Do I feel like the WNBA needs to be paying their players more? Personally not. Getting paid $220,000 for 4 months work is a pretty solid gig in my opinion. And having additional opportunities like this to potentially leverage your brand into other things is pretty awesome as well. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about all this, man. Are you all for the Liz Cambage OnlyFans, or are you gonna buy the Liz Cambage OnlyFans? Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike. I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.
Anyways, let's go end off this video. Y'all let me down below how y'all feel, man. Y'all want Liz Cambage's OnlyFans? Y'all paying for it? Now, like I said earlier, when she has kids, her kids is going to see this. Because I know the internet is just going to skyrocket higher than what it is right now. But if she's comfortable with it, pay your bills. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe if you're new to the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next video.